Yo, what is going on, and welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, The Beautiful Game of Life, part of the Believe Network. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor of UrbanPitch.com. Julio Matarosa, executive director of Vibes. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. We had a long weekend, but we're happy we back now.
Back at it with a very special guest, returning guest.
Yeah,
we back. Yeah, it's good to have him back. His new album, We Are Who We Say We Are, drops August 8th. He's got it right here live in the studio. AmirSaysNothing. Welcome back to the pod, Amir. What's going on?
Hey, what's good, dog? How you doing? Come on.
Oh,
let's do one of these.
For the real thing.
Let's do one of these. Hey, how you guys doing? Happy to be back.
Yeah. Oh, it's great to have you, man. We were just talking before this that you were one of our first guests on the pod that we did the reincarnation of the Urban Pitch podcast. Yeah. That was back in 2022.
Yes.
Rewatching that, just to kind of get, see. I don't want to repeat the stuff that we talked about.
Right.
But man, it was a little bit of a struggle for your boys.
Man. I watch it. I'm like, dang, like,
yeah.
I'm happy we're not those person that we're like,
yeah.
I feel like there's still a little bit of those people in us, but the sound is better, the visuals are better now. So
improvement, growth.
Yeah. We got AC in the studio, so we're not sweating. Like,
you guys got to think about it. Think about it like your first album, right? And then now we're on your third album. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's progress that happens over time. We got to love our humble beginnings just as much as we love our growth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I mean, speaking of that, like we're gonna get into the album eventually, but. Sure. It's been 3 years since, we last talked. Probably almost like exactly.
Has it been?
Yeah, it probably around this time. Like it was in the summer because I remember it being like
warm,
hot. Yeah. And so what's been good with you? Obviously, you've been working. You got some projects going on. But how have you grown in those 3 years? Like what's been new with you?
Man, that is the question of all questions. Like a lot, exponentially. Just from the idea of like progress as an artist and as a musician and like from that album that we were discussing, Endless Brightside, was like a lot of firsts for me. Like, first song to hit 1 million streams, like first, vinyl, like first, all that kind of stuff. So I would say like that alone in itself was a lot more like validating, just like as an artist and where you go from there. But also just in life, like I had some losses that I had, my best friend, my grandfather, like, so that obviously changes you a bunch, but not all, like, that's not always to say like that's just like bad things come from that. I think that you get a lot more like intentional from all of that, you know what I mean? Like feeling like legitimate as an artist, but then also as a person looking at life as something that's like not promised for real. Yeah. And just being able to like expand on that and grow from there and, stepping back in the arena. Cause I definitely I wouldn't say like I took time off. I just took time away from like needing to be in the front of anything. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of my energy went from like chasing something or feeling like I got a tour, I got to put out an album, I got to to actually like really like taking a step back to be like, what do I have to say from here? What does that look like going forward and like that? Mm-hmm. So a lot of that and good things, you know what I mean? You grow as a person, a man, a human.
The grill got a little shinier too.
The grill, we got a couple more teeth.
Yeah, there we go.
But now they're the premolars. Before I had the canines.
Okay.
And it's funny. I was just telling someone. I feel like when you put like your grill in, it definitely like changes like your energy a little bit. You know what I mean? Like the canine was a little bit like wilder of a guy. The premolars like. It's a subtler guy.
Right.
But shining.
Right.
Nonetheless. Shining
right.
nonetheless. Just subtle. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And you got a little gem piece in there too?
Yeah, I do. One of them actually I gotta get redone. Don't look. But it was good. You know what I mean? Just a little. I had a friend, my friend, it was just her birthday the other day. I was kicking at her house, my friend Ari, and she was like, oh, you want some fucking gems, and I was like, yeah, why not? You know?
Yeah, like advice, or you talking advice, or we talking
Gems?
Yeah.
Woo, double entendre. Let's go. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. You just go to a friend's house like, hey, yeah, I'll do it for you right now.
Listen, man, I have friends in high places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta get better.
Yo, you
friends.
need a Rolex?
Yeah.
You know, hey, I mean, I
I
wasn't
get
doing
better
it.
friends.
Now that you mentioned, my wrist has been feeling a little.
Yo, I got this
a little
Aston Martin outside. Like, I have too many cars. Like, you want this one? Like, yeah, why not? You know what I'm saying? But nah, it's good.
So I was reading the description of the album, and it said it's the debut, your debut. And I know you've had a couple of projects before.
Yeah.
We talked about Endless Brightside.
Yeah.
And so what goes into, why is it being like labeled as a debut? What goes into that?
I think that would be the like Fat Beats debut.
Gotcha. Okay.
Rather
Debut
than-
on Fat Beats, the
Not
label.
like to existence.
Okay.
But like
Exactly.
with
Yeah.
our partnership. This is like the first from our partnership.
Okay. Talk about that.
At least that's the way I interpret it.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry if anybody's like debut.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I've been listening to Mad Central C.
Okay,
I really like his
yeah.
album Can't Rush Greatness or whatever.
So that was technically his debut.
And in the album, there's a thing where I guess he won like the BB whatever
Young
award.
Artist of the Year or something.
Yeah,
like that.
where he's like, I'm not really a new artist, you
Yeah.
know, like, but I'm gonna accept it. You know what I mean?
And he drops that sound.
the clip of him, and I was like, yeah, essentially, me and Sedge were on the same tip. It's like new. It's like, yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Move different, bro.
If you know, you know, man. If you know, shout out Central C.
Yeah, dope. That album.
Yeah.
I was putting a lot of rotations on, but the last couple like weeks have seen, just like ridiculous release after ridiculous release. Like, Freddie Gibbs just dropped. The Clips dropped. Tyler the Creator dropped. Like those. I mean, like
smoke.
Like within a few weeks from each other, and it's like it was like, are these just for me? Like, it sort of felt like,
my gods are listening.
Yeah. Clips came out. I was sitting around and like, man. And then the Tiny Desk popped out. I'm like, hey, like, they released a Tiny Desk.
Yeah.
And it was great. And like their song that dedicated to their parents, probably one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I probably play that song once a day since it released. It's such a great song.
I mean, dude, even like Yellow Diamonds look like PP. I'm not gonna lie, that like grew on me because at first I heard it and it's like one of those lines that you're like, Yellow Diamonds look like PP. And I was like, okay, what's coming next? Yeah. But now I'll be walking around the house and I'll just be like, Yellow Diamonds look like PP.
So you've seen that meme? It's like, why are you so quiet? Like, what's on your mind? And then it's like,
Yellow Diamonds. All the Malice memes are hilarious.
Oh my god, dude, his face like. that press, that rollout, that I mean, I don't know how much of that was planned versus how much of that was just them being them. Yeah. But that one of the best like album rollouts in recent memory.
Yeah.
I
and it's funny because they didn't even really like. That's been the talk, right? But it's like they didn't even really like do anything. All they did was do like what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like not to take away from it, but I'm saying like people are like, in a way, like that's how like. Lazy things have gotten. Sure. In a space where people just take like rappers doing interviews with a bunch of different, publications, podcasts, whatever, shows, appearances is like, damn, look at this crazy rollout. It's like, they just like did what they were supposed to do. Yeah. And it's dope. You see the results. You know what I mean?
Because it's so much. It's so accessible. You really don't need to come to these spaces anymore. As long as you release a Instagram post, release a song and a music video, then you really don't have to interview. You can literally go on live and answer the questions that they're gonna ask. Right. And then it's like going to the Breakfast Club. Yeah. People will want you to go to the Breakfast Club because they want to see what DJ Envy has, what Charlamagne the God has. Just hilarious. So it's always great for our fans, but like celebrities, they really don't have to do it if they don't want to.
They don't, but I do think that like the evidence of the Clips record is like, I think like you should because even at the end of the day, like answering questions on live is cool, but like, that's just like random questions.
Those aren't the questions that like a GQ writer is going to ask.
Yeah. This isn't necessarily like a conversation between, like there's people who like we know each other. So it's like, yo, I remember I saw you at the thing. And it's like, man, like, tell us about, you know what I mean? It's like, it's all.
So your ex said.
There's all different reasons to like keep having multiple. Like, I mean, when I first started, I used to watch like, you know, say like whoever's album I was looking forward to, Mac Miller, Freddie, Nipsey, whoever, they'd hit like Hot 97. Like in the same morning, it'd be like a Breakfast Club interview, a Hot 97 interview, and like a Sway interview.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
do a freestyle on each one.
And I'd watch all three. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because each conversation was like tailored to a different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, Breakfast Club brought the humor. You know, if there was some controversy. Hot 97 did as well, but like in a more, you know.
They try to keep it real to hip hop. They'll ask you more.
It's more like
hip hop based. Like,
yeah, it's more hip hop based.
For Backpack fans, because Ebro and
Rosenberg,
they'll ask you like bars, like basically all bars.
Yeah, or they'll be like, oh man, that Mad Lib thing that you did, and then they'll talk about that. And then Sway is just the like, you know, he's like the positive OG at the end of the day. Like Sway isn't really too. That's why that was funny, because he's like the most like. I would say Sway out of those three was like the most non-confrontational. You know what I mean? It's like you're like pressing like the chill homie. Yeah. Like, yo,
and
like,
and his reaction down. Like said it all when he was just like being like, you know, man, like what, like
yo,
I'm not saying I have him, but like, you know, like,
it's like stop beating up on the chill homie, man.
Yeah, but the thing is like he had Charlamagne was grilling him in the morning. They went not Hot 97, and he ended up with Sway, and Sway was like. So he got the backlash of
exactly.
What he really wanted to say to Charlamagne.
He trauma dumped on it.
Right.
It's like, oh man.
But then years later, it all came full circle, and you say, you know what, Sway, you did have the answer.
You did.
Turns out, man.
Sway, you were actually right. I was tripping. My fault. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think.
Shout out to Sway.
Yeah, and
hey, Sway.
I mean, he's the only one that Vince Staples would.
Listen, I was just with the homies, the Atmosphere homies last week, and they went to Sway. So
really?
Hey, Sway.
Yeah, hey man, Sway, get him on, man.
Yeah.
5 Fingers of Death, bro. I was born ready. Now watch me end up on it.
Yeah.
I'm like.
Yeah, it gives you like some like German prog rock.
I'd be with it though. Yeah. We used to do that fun. Not like 5 Fingers of Death, but you know, like every rapper like who was a rapper.
Are they still? Does he still do 5 Fingers of Death?
I think Slug did it last week. Like he did like rhyming over. It wasn't 5 different beats, but I just watched like the interview.
Or even Just Incredible out here in LA, get you the
exactly.
Get you the freestyle.
Get you the freestyles.
But Vince Staples said he only has a Hot 16 for what's his name? The New York guy, he's like, I'm not freestyling for nobody else. But
for Flex.
Yeah, Flex.
Yeah. You gotta do the Flex freestyle.
Yeah,
bombs. You know what I mean?
I'll do it like Tyler the Creator though. He was crazy.
That was what.
No man, I stand by that. That's like one of the funniest moments. Like,
he made it memorable.
Yeah,
he made it memorable.
He's like, no.
Yeah, and it's really funny. Like, you know, like as a native New Yorker, like it's very funny to see. Like, I know, like, you know, New Yorkers' energy, that we were, like, it's a city of people who were, like, late to any of that kind of humor. Yeah. Still, to this day, like, you know, pause
is, like, still, like,
in New York. You know what I'm saying? So it's, like, very funny to, like, even to know that energy and then see Tyler like do that.
And that was like what, like 2017?
It's like you already know how. Yeah, you already know how this is gonna go. Like,
New York don't play with that.
Like still to this day, you know what I mean? Like it's just.
So that's what makes it more epic. Him going to New York and doing that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's just him to a T. But I mean,
he's keeping it real for himself. Yeah. We respect it. It's the new hip hop these days, baby. Right. Come on.
Yeah. It is. And so, how do you see things change? Because you've been doing it for a while now.
Yeah.
From when you started to now.
A while.
Because you came in with bars. Yeah. And now some of these I don't want kids.
Yeah.
It's really just like throwaway music.
I would say, well, you know what? Because we also mentioned all of these other albums. Yeah. Obviously, we saw like the Kendrick Drake thing happen. And both of those artists are, you know, Drake is a great rapper. At the end of the day, I'm not saying. Some people will be like, that's the clash between the bars and the no bars, but Drake has bars. I just think that with Kendrick doing what he did, in addition to like the climate being what it is, you know, I mean, there's been a lot of music that, you know, a lot of people complain about the quality of the music. Yeah. A lot of people complain about like the violence in the music. When you see guys like who bring, you know, substance, whatever it may be, just lyricism, whatever, winning on such a high level, it does like trickle down. And I think Freddie clips, all this, like, you know what I mean? You can see, like, people's ribs have been, like, real starving, and now they're like, we're finally getting, like, you know, some protein in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's good to see that. Obviously, being an artist like myself, that's encouraging to be putting out an album that, you know, leans into, I'm not like, yo, we over here like saving hip hop. I mean, even in this one, like, honestly, like, yo, for real, like, even from the last one to this one, I had like a realization where I was like, you know, you can rap. People who listen know you can rap. Like, you don't need to really worry about like trying to rap per se. Like, I'm always gonna rap, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna make sure, but that's the point, is like, you don't go play soccer and be like, I'm just gonna mail this one in for the day. Yeah. Like, you be playing, you know what I'm saying? So like, if you are, you know, I always liken it to like gladiators. I call the album face, like, that's my warrior face. Like, this is what we do, this is what we live, this is what we breathe. You don't need to like look in the mirror every day and be like, all right, rap really well. You know what I mean? You want to be like, I want to communicate something. I want to make a great song. I want to, you know, deliver a great piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bars are going to be there. You don't even need to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, it's like the Matrix, you know what I mean? Like, when Neo's about to like run from the agents and he stops and turns around, and Morpheus is like, he's like, what is he doing? And he's like, he's starting to believe. You know, it's like, you just need to like,
he sees everything.
You just need to know. You don't need to like try like extra.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, effort without being like, no, I gotta, you know, throw in paper. I mean, I do that. You're gonna do that. That's the point.
Sure.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think, and that's, there's, especially like the current generation, that's like being nonchalant is like a huge deal. Almost to like where it tips the scale in the other direction, where it's like, okay, you can like, it's like, you're not cool, man. Like, you don't need to, like, you can show a little bit of emotion. Like, you can try a little bit.
It's like the Instagram with like no pictures.
Yeah. We get, okay, man. Like, you're mysterious, brother.
You know, it's boring. Like, it's fucking boring. What is the point? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not like, do you? I just don't think personally, like, it doesn't make you like, wow, you're so interesting.
And they go on interviews and like, oh yeah, I made the song in 10 minutes. I don't even know it's gonna be a hit. It just popped off. Like,
which is like great, I guess, but also like, isn't it cooler? I mean, I don't know. I'm an artist. I like Quincy Jones, you know? I like, and I listen to so much Rick Rubin. I listen to everybody, Questlove. I listen to all these like artists that I really respect. Erykah Badu. I'm thinking of people I've listened to, like podcast interviews of recently, and like you know, even through this album, like, I've stepped more into like looking at myself as a producer, from the sense of like, you know, I executive produce, like orchestrating, helping orchestrate the song, you know, not necessarily being like on the drum machine per se, but like, there's violin on this album. You know, I was like, this needs something else. You know what I mean? I got with a friend, Jesse Green, shout out to Jesse, and we like kind of hummed out the violin together. You know what I mean? So it's you know, and again, like, I'm working on those skills, but I had to step into claiming and owning it a little bit more to even think like that. And to me, it's way more interesting to talk about like the process of a song that you've been working on for 3 months. You know what I mean? Because like, damn, that's
a lot goes
that's
into
intricate.
it.
You know what I mean? Like, you had this vocal, that vocal, you added the bridge, you added violins, you know what I mean? Like, some people don't care about that. I do.
Yeah, it's a 3-minute song, but months of work.
And that's what I miss about like old albums, when they used to come out with the behind the scenes of videos of like I was just watching Nori's Oh Yeah Me Canto, like when he's like he's been talking about he's been talking about how he brought reggaeton, and then I saw him like the making of the songs, like, and it's crazy because like he's humming it, he's like getting into it, like, and there was some controversy on what artist was going to come in, that reggaeton artist was come in, so like something I miss is that behind the scenes of creating the songs that we fell in love with.
Yeah, exactly. And if you make that 10 minutes ain't no behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You gotta
there's a balance.
And it's cool. I mean, look, some things come together that fast. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it should be like that is why we champion something. I think both exist in great space. You know what I'm saying? If I told you like Purple Rain took 10 minutes, it's not going to take away from Purple Rain. You know what I mean? But it should. But if Purple Rain took 6 months, you hear that. You know what I mean?
I believe it.
That's you could tell. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure. Yeah, you mentioned the behind the scenes. You ever watch those Ryan Leslie videos where he would like, dude, he would go through like all these instruments. Yeah. And he would like, basically he I think it was a series where he would do like, each instrument he would show him like making the beat and he put it all together. Yeah. And I mean, he looked funny doing it, but like it was hard. Like the beat, the final product was hard, but it was just funny how he was like, like vibing out to it.
It's like rhythm roulette on
dude, on Masta Ace. Yeah, dude, I love that.
Still
series.
Run those back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are joints you can like fold laundry and just like have in the background too. Perfect, you know what I'm saying? It's music, man. It's like at the end of the day, like this is something. There's a big, like if there is a civil war going on in music. Not even just amongst artists, but like with the people, with the listener. It's like with the streaming platforms. Like we live in a world that's like dangerously devaluing art. Period. You know what I'm saying? And music is really at the front of that. You know, because it's like we all have Spotify and albums
coming out, like,
and we put it in the background of like. You might have a photo show. Again, I don't want to speak out of turn because like my photographer friends might feel the same way. But I do think as a musician, it's like you see the way music is like getting undervalued. So it's important that we like fight for the value. And you fight for the value, not necessarily by like reposting some, paragraph, but like, trying. Working on something,
appreciating,
like pushing craft, platforms, having artists on that, like, I can tell your album took effort and time, and like look at the presentation of this, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's an ecosystem. I'm again not saying like if you go viral, you shouldn't have some person on this couch who went viral yesterday. I'm just saying both need space.
Yeah, and you also need the appreciation of the art to be an artist, right? Because you see like a lot of maybe like flash in the pan artists who make one hit or like a viral song, and they don't have like, I mean, not the love for like the music, but they don't have like a prior understanding of the people that came before them. Maybe their inspirations aren't very deep. They don't, and then you see them like, they made one song, and the next they don't have like the references to build upon. And I think that kind of separates the kind of one-hit wonders versus. And I'm not to denigrate any one-hit wonders because there's no like, I'm sure there's plenty of them that have like really talented, and they have a love for the craft and everything like that. But I think a lot of times you see it where it's, very kind of shallow, superfluous, and it doesn't really translate to future stuff. But I think lost my train of thought. But they're like, how as an artist do you want to see people appreciate art more and not just kind of, because there's like the debate of, like they'll say like an album flopped because it didn't sell, or like and the biggest problem I have with right, exactly. The biggest problem I have with Drake fans, and I respect Drake as an artist, but the number one like argument that the fans go to is that album didn't do any numbers, like that album flops, it sucks, it's no good because it's not platinum, it doesn't have any number one hits. Drake has all these number one hits, all these platinum albums, whatever, blah blah blah. And they don't look to the actual substance of, and I don't like, they're almost like sports fans that don't like sports, and they take their sports, like that part of your brain that loves sports, that competitiveness, and they because they don't like sports, they translate it into music, and they're like, Drake is the best, not because his music is good, but because he sells the most. And I think that there's a line that goes between that where it's like, okay, the best artists will sell more, but it's not because that they're selling more that makes them so good. So like where do you stand in that like debate?
Well, first of all, they're wrong because they'll be like, sell like 8,000 the first week. It sold, period. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's a reason why this metric is stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who are in that world where, you know, like if we're counting people's sales, I guess, it's like a mainstream artist on this record label that, you know, say UMG or something, you know what I mean, that people are pouring money into, that they're bundling a hoodie with and a ticket sale. Like, nothing against them, because if I was in that position, it'd probably be the same thing would be happening on my behalf. But trying to like put down another artist in place of what this one sold over this one, it's like you're not even understanding like the things that went into the sale of that to even make the
conversion,
to even make the like insult. Like, so you're not even making an educated insult, first of all. But second of all, it's like, yo, like, same point. It's like people sell, like, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I come from a space where it's like my first 1,000 plays like mattered to me and still does. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like trying to put it in this place where if it's not hitting this metric, I feel like that's when you start to like quote unquote lose the plot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you can't look at like life like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at it like, you don't got a Bentley. You know what I mean? You don't have a house. You didn't sell out Madison Square Garden. It's like, yo, man, you got to remember, like, at the end of the day, like, everybody's blessed to be making a living on their art, making art, period, even if they're supplementing their living. It's not something that we as people, like, this is why we lose the shit, because we're like, instead of just being like, I just like this or I don't like this, this music speaks to me or it doesn't speak to me, you're trying to like hit at somebody's like sales that you don't even understand. You know, some of these people like Meek Mill or someone, I think Meek, like, not to bring him up, but I think he got out of like his major deal and then put out another project. So naturally it doesn't sell as much. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the point. It's like, you're not even correct with like what you're talking about because there's a machine involved and the machine does things and cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to compare people, at least compare machines. Right. You know what I'm saying? You want to compare Kendrick and Drake? Compare Kendrick and Drake because they're fighting on the same, you know what I mean? Operation. There's the same, it's like the rock'em sock'em robots. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think that fans and people need to, I mean, they're not going to stop because I say it, but like, just stop.
Because you have fans like Tech Nine's fans, like loyal fans, and like you won't compare him to Drake or Kendrick, but he has a cult following that follow him everywhere he goes,
and inspired those guys.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
And he sells like he probably doesn't sell as much, but probably makes as much as them because he's independent. And he screams that independent grind at all times.
And he's sold. The thing is like you know, we were talking about like album promo, and like, as you roll out, you know, you could be like I said, like I could put out things like I'm gonna make a bunch of content and and build a bunch of hype around this album, and that's cool. Like that works. You know, there's a lot of different ways to like scratch a cat, I guess. But I think from my experience of putting out records, is like what I've always actually aimed for is like every time I see like one of my albums in Spotify or something, I see like the plays, you know. And I've always aimed to have like the same amount of plays for a whole record. To me, like that's like
for a whole album.
That's
not
the
like
goal. Not like
single,
this one's doing really well, that one was okay. Because it's kind of like it's an ability to be able to see like what's getting the most traction. You know what I mean? Not naturally, like the first song on the album will have a good bit of plays. If there's a single after that, that one's astronomical. You know what I mean? Then like, you know, as you get to the middle, you get to the end, like, so I've always been aiming to like craft a record that like kept people through the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like that's my aim. I mean, you always have songs that just naturally do better than others, unless you just make a whole like Bruno Mars album, I guess. You know what I mean? Just because Bruno's got the like, if you make 10 of them, it's like, I'm sure, like, you know, they're going to get play in every, like, YMCA in America. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, for a rap album, you know, whatever, it's like, that's been a goal of mine. So I don't know, you know, it's not something that we think so much about, like that we should be thinking so much about, like how did this happen in the first day? You know what I mean? Like Doechie's album. I mean, Doechie went on. Look at the run and what it led to. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's a marathon, bro. It's not a sprint. Yeah. Like so, y'all want to judge sprinting while. Yeah. I already told you I'm trail running. I don't know why you judging me on like how fast I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and people still said she was an industry plant too.
Yo,
that's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
To me is like how like. Dude, she was on YouTube, like doing, like she was making YouTube videos.
She's been around for a while, and she's put a lot of work in, and she's in a great trifecta of like a really ill rapper. Mm-hmm. She is a black woman. You know what I mean? She is a lot of things that like it's empowered, cultural, like you know what I'm saying? Like, not to say just on her like image or anything, but like you know she's a great example of like just like what the game's been missing, quote unquote, or needed, and it responds. Yeah, and then are like industry plant.
It can't. This is too good to be true.
She just can't be talented.
Because she gives you old school artist vibes. Like she performs, she dances. Like music videos is all like acted out. Family Matters for like it's great, and then she has TD right behind it after Kendrick's run, so she did have like that cool trifecta, but other than that she's just a dope ass artist,
and like, she's just dope. I don't even point to those things to say anything like, you know, that's I'm saying it like these are the things that like this is what there was a space here for this kind of thing, and she comes in and
the market responded accordingly,
and then want to be like, oh, industry plan. It's like, or she just tight.
Maybe that's
it. Or she just tight. A good show, man. Like just watching her live. She just.
I went to see her at the El Rey.
Yeah,
nice. She was fire. Yeah. It's a great show.
Her verse on Isaiah Rashad's song.
Oh, on What She Said. That's that was my joint, bro.
Like, that verse. That was the first time I had heard of her. And then I still play it, and like it just goes like I'll like try to crank the volume up higher than I possibly can. But yeah, I mean that I feel like finding that kind of niche or that space is so important as an artist of like okay, because there's so much noise. There's like a million, millions of different playlists on Spotify or like whatever, and to kind of stand out amongst that is so difficult. So if you're able to find that, then I mean, that's the secret sauce, I guess.
And that's what I'm saying. Like even like a Doechie, like I love like Megan Thee Stallion, I love Glorilla, I love like Sexy Red. All those people are like great. Yeah. But if you look at like a Doechie, and this is like even on just like being a black woman artist, black female artist, it's like. They all, I would say Doechie fits more to a space of like, what your traditionalists might be like. She's imitating Busta Rhymes on her album. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it doesn't surprise me to see like, it's always like if all this energy is existing, and again, all those ladies are all like individual artists in their own. They all have strengths, But Doechie brought something that, like, the backpack needed. Yeah, so that's what I mean in the sense of even just, like, filling that space to exist and be successful and thrive. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and not even only that, she's always giving you old school artists with bringing it back to today, like being self-reflecting, more mental health, like all
anxiety.
You know what I mean? Even though she gives you that old school artist, it's still topics of what's going on today. So
for sure,
I think she's just amazing as
I
overall.
Agree. Shout out to Doechie.
Shout out to Doechie. Come through.
Hey Doechie. hey Doechie.
Hey Doechie.
Yeah. My boy that actually shot this cover shot her album.
Oh
cover.
really?
I should. Let me say that. Yeah. John Jay. Shout out to John Jay. John Jay shot mine, and he shot Alligator Bites Never Heal.
What's that?
Alligator Bites
don't heal. Don't heal.
I thought it was Never Heal. All right, sorry, but you
know what
we're talking about.
Yeah.
Man. I know the damn album. Yeah.
All right, I feel like we can shift it over to the album. So
let's talk about me.
Yeah, let's talk about you. Let's talk about you, man. That's what we're here to do.
Product placement.
Yeah, I mean, we got the product placement.
Now available at fatbeats.com.
Yeah, there we go. We got streaming platforms. You got the physical media.
Yeah, man.
You know, features from Project Pat, Killer Mike. Those are like legendary names, man. Like, talk about the album. Talk about some of the features. Like, go get into your spiel.
Yeah.
Killer Mike is crazy, man.
Man, shout out to my bro, man. Thank you. Shout out Killer Mike, man.
Did you tell a story about how you met him? Was it at
no,
that MLS? The MLS.
Which one?
There's like the MLS concert out here, and you were talking about how you met somebody at that MLS concert at the Coliseum. It was Big Boy was performing.
Big boy.
Damn, I don't know.
I don't know either. I've been to a couple Big Boy shows, but me and Mike actually met when I used to work at Flight Club.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man. When I used to sell shoes, actually in the song, I was listening to it on the way here, and there's a bar where I was like, you know, some when I was selling shoes, you know. So like, he just sneakerhead, and he used to pull up at the shop all the time, and that was how we met. And we connected, and he was like, "Oh, come through to the studio," and I went. That was like the first night I ever like got to come kick it with him, and that was when they, you know, that DJ Shadow record, Nobody Speaks.
No,
it came out on Mass Appeal, but it's like Run the Jewels, DJ Shadow.
Okay, yeah.
The video is like a bunch of like, like old white men politicians.
Oh, in the chorus, it's like nobody speak, nobody.
Yeah. LP's like, picture this, I'm a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
So they were like working on that song.
Okay.
I guess like in that night, or Mike was working on his part, and. Nah, man, it's just, that was obviously really dope, and we've just been cool over the years, and it's been you know, I've working with like the people you look up to, that you've been listening to for like, you know, since you were in high school, and then you know, not only getting to like befriend them, but being an artist and being like, you know, like getting to work with them. Like I always wanted to do something with them, obviously. Yeah. You know, we'd, you know, talk about it here and there, send a beat, whatever. But it wasn't, I opened for him at the Ace Theater for like the Michael tour that he was doing. And that was when I was like, okay, like I'm opening now, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna like, let me like try to like really actually get a verse this time, you know? So man, just, we actually like had finished most of the record, and he and I had like been talking about it. I made something, demoed it, sent it to him, and then just basically like we were mixing, and then I was in Barbados actually, and I had
shout out to traveling.
Shout out to, you know, my grandfather's from Barbados, so shout out to the homeland, one half of it, you know what I mean? So I had like landed in Barbados, and we were like just kind of getting to the tail end of mixing, and I was like, this is funny, I was like running a bath, and I like took a bath in this, and then like got out, and I heard my phone like ping, you know, and I like look, and it's like Killer Mike, like one audio file, and I was like, ah!
Just water splashing.
I was out of the bath at this point, but
stop making a mess. You don't even know.
Nah, you know. Well, I mean, look, man. At the end of the day, it's like, you know, I'm coming up, you know. So every like new, like, not to, you know, like every moment like this is like a moment of like marked growth for you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I'm laughing because when you say you got the Project Pat feature on the last, so you were just waking up, and you get
that's
the face
what, no, it's same, same. I mean, like, same album. He's on this album as well, and that was like done for my boy that passed away, Darnell. Rest in peace, Darnell. You know, it was like the first day we ever met. He was like, "Oh man, you listen to Project Pat?" And I was like, "Project Pat," you know. And he put me on. I knew 3-6, but he put me on. So I did that in tribute to him, and that's another, you know, moment, I guess, that you get to, you know, one that's like turning like grief and sadness and loss into something positive for yourself, but also just like as an artist too, like getting to, you know, like I said, we're gladiators. So it's like, not everyone can swing the sword next to one of the greats, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't, people will decide, you know, I'm still putting my numbers up, but it feels nice to have a record with these people that you look up to, because you're like, yeah, I'm like, all right, I hold my own in this. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Killer Mike. I appreciate it. The song is called Rome. You should go listen to it. Duh. Buy the album.
But that's crazy. Like most people don't get a Killer Mike on their album. You got a Killer Mike and the Project Pat.
Come on.
And you were talking about the Project Pat song last time we had you on. That was 2 years ago. And you know, to have a home.
I think I was working on it or something.
It came out. No, it came out.
It was out. Okay, cool. Yeah.
And that's you know,
22.
obviously like that. The patience it takes, you know, from then, you know, you obviously released it, but now it's part of the album. Like, and you know, you've been working on this for a long time. Like everything, like this is a culmination of all this. What kind of patience do you need to have as an artist, like when it comes to releasing stuff?
Well, you know, like Julio was talking about, it's like I've been doing this for a good amount of time now for myself, and like I think in that you're supposed to, like, you know, you come out the gate and you're like, yo, man. You know, I need a song every week. You know what I mean? And I don't think, my opinion is, as time has gone on, you're supposed to, like, maturity as an artist is patience as an artist. Not like you have to free yourself from like the need to be in everyone's face. Like, you know, like right now it's like, I mean, we're on a podcast, shout out to podcast, but there's so many like people on the internet who are like, artist, this is what you need to do if you want to blow up right now. You know what I mean? Like you need to da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, who are these people? And not to like disrespect them, you know, but not everyone's a Russ. And even with Russ is Russ. Russ is speaking from his own like experience. When he's sitting here telling you what you need to do is this,
100 songs a day.
Like, yo, that worked for Russ.
Yeah.
Like, and I think the nuance of that, people need to not only understand, artists need to understand, but I don't know, man, I look around and I had a lot of, especially working on this thing, I had a lot of my friends, a lot of my artist friends that were like seeming to be bogged down, you know, disappointed, disgruntled, not like everybody's angry, but you know, everybody's like, man, I do this, I put this out. Like that conversation was happening a lot. And I'm a doer, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really like to just talk about like, oh man, it's so hard. It's like, cause then we should just quit. Like honestly, like not saying like, let's not have the realistic, like some days like, man, this is tough. But at the same time, like, I don't want to sit around the music water cooler and like, man, isn't it so hard to get noticed these days? Because I have an album with Killer Mike and Project Pat on. Not to sound like arrogant, but more to be like, I really can't live in that space. Because like you said, not everybody has that. And I'm not some like viral social media baby. You know what I'm saying? Like I am a humble artist who like has tried to just work hard and make the best that I can make. And like, whether it's been every year or I took 3 years or I took 2 or I took 1, it's like I've just tried to like make it count when I'm on the court. So I think I often try, it's like you know, my whole like Brightside entertainment, all that stuff. Like I was thinking about this today, how I was like, it's not necessarily that I'm sitting here trying to be like some like overly positive guy. Don't get the bright side like twisted. It's like, this is more like on some human experience, and Brightside is just more about being like, regardless, we making it happen. Yeah. So that's like, we shine in type. But I think it's also just about being like, you know, I can't sit here and talk about like, oh man, that's so hard. You know, when I have things that I know not only did I want, but someone else would want. Yeah. And it would be disrespectful
to them,
to my blessings, to like sit back and be on some like, damn man, man, you know, like what's the point, you know? And it's like, bro, you got you know, your heroes on your record. You know what I'm saying? You holding your mom. That's my fucking face. Yeah. This is my face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is that you?
This is my face, man.
I thought it looked
on a label that like I have known about since I was just like downloading on LimeWire. You know what I'm saying? And even saying it to you guys right now, it's not like I'm saying it from some like place of also trying to, like it is reaffirming for me to be like, yo, man, like nothing is perfect, but like let's not sit around and just be like, man, boo, woe is us because the game is hard. Nah, just keep chipping away at these and keep showing them every time that like the level we're gonna go another level and another level and another level. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
yeah, how do you detach when you start feeling like that though? Because I know last time you came, you said you were getting back into skateboarding way more.
Yeah.
So what are you doing nowadays to basically get back to making the music that you like?
I mean, I am definitely like in a space of just trying to like just like being a human being too. You know what I'm saying? Like I think putting your mind into like your place in the world as an artist like is not healthy. Like on this record, like I said, like a big part of the creative process was like, okay, challenge myself to slow the down. You know, and losing two people who are important to you and having to like be a pallbearer in their funerals and do all that kind of that'll do it to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like turn it all down, turn the lights, close, you know what I'm saying? Like this, because at a certain point it just becomes like this ain't even really all that important. My place in like will I be ranked in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame? You know what I'm saying?
100 LA artists.
In the 100 LA artists, am I? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying because those things aren't important to me, but taking a step back, like engaging with my family more, engaging with my loved ones. You know, like going to the movies, going on hikes. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like relaxing. Like not necessarily like I don't even really be going out like that anymore. Like on some like. I'm going out to be somebody in the scene and like have people like know and say my name. Like, you know what I mean? It's like no disrespect to anything. Like I got mad friends that I love to see. But I think there was a feeling that existed before all of this that felt a need to do that for some sort of like, you know, being, relevant's a weird word, but like, just being around, being visible, you know? And it's like, look, man, at the end of the day, the only thing I've done a lot of in my music career, right? Tours, brand looks, all this. Yeah. But you know what really changed it? A great song. A great song. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like when Clockwatch went and I dropped that shit, man, and that shit, like came out, and that was the first time I saw like, oh, Russia's playing it. All right, Japan's playing it already. My numbers were just, the thing was doing 10,000 every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh. So that happened. And then I was like, okay, this is like the moment of like I was telling you about the vinyl. Like every time I hit like something, I'm like, all right, am I going to be able to do it again? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that did its thing. And then with DMM, that like 200 something, and I was like, all right, cool, did it again, but that's with Project Pat. Right. So then I did Twin Turbo. Yeah. And like Twin Turbo being with Swanks and Ugly Frank, who are friends of mine, but we're all, you know, like we're like bros in arms, basically. Like neither, I wouldn't, you know, put any one of us in some space of like, we're all on our come up, we're all establishing ourselves, we're all doing our thing. And for that song to go and surpass the other one, I was like, you
got something.
Yeah, like you're, and it made me be like, man, fuck all this other shit. It's just about making sure my fucking songs are good, bro. That's it. Like you can appear in every party you want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that has, you know, socializing is important, but socializing without product is, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not why you're here. I'm not here to be a socialite. I'm here to like make art and music and have people listen to it. So yeah, really I pulled the reins back on everything else, especially with this album, and just was like, you know what? Every podcast I saw was like, put out a song a day. I was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Quality over
We're
quantity.
just going to be quiet as possible, while still like, you know, putting out music. And we're just going to craft some that I think is fucking fire.
Yeah. What's your take on, because I saw an interview with Murs, and he was talking about.
Shout out Murs.
Yeah, Murs, obviously, you know, LA legend.
Yeah.
He was talking about ghostwriting in rap, and how I think one of the songs that he recently came out with, he said he said he
Product
had
placement.
He had a ghostwriter on the song, and he was talking about how like other genres of music, it's a norm to have ghostwriters, or not even ghostwriters, but just like writers, like
collaborate.
Like, collaborative writers, like you know, like you look at Beyonce's writer sheet, you know, it's there's a lot of
people,
you know,
Benny
Michael
Blanco,
Jackson, you know, like so the biggest stars in other genres have people that collaborate, like they obviously write their own stuff, but you know, they'll have people contribute and, you know, do this and that. And he was saying how in rap it's a little bit, you know, it's frowned upon. There's like taboo, you know, people get dissed for having ghostwriters and all this and that. And he was saying like it's okay. Basically. So what's your take on that? Because I think rap has, you mentioned gladiators earlier. There's like a competitive spirit to rap where it's like about, you know, like writing your own music is, I think, it's like one of the tenets of rap.
It's one of the like pillars of rap.
Like, so like what's your take on having ghostwriters, you know, for in general, and like in what he's, I don't know if you saw the comments, but like if
I see, of course. I know that conversation very well. I mean, I don't have too much of like a problem with anyone, like however you make your stews, like how you make your stew, like obviously at the end of the day we just want it to taste good. Now I will say, if you're like, you know what, have you ever seen that documentary about, what's that guy's name? It's like Jiro Loves Sushi or whatever it is.
Geo Dreams of Sushi.
Geo Dreams of Sushi. And I was just telling my shorty about this. I was like, yo, like that is cool, because it's like, I like people like that, where it's like, yo, this is like a dude who's like, one focus is like on this thing and being very good at this thing, and like he is a shop for that, and that's what he's like doing, you know what I mean? It's like, I think if you're going to be like, come to my restaurant, you know, where I have 10 tables, you sit around, it's a boutique thing. I think it is important that you are swinging the knife yourself. But I think that's between you and God at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, not to make it all like that. It's not that heavy, but it is like in the idea of like what you know, if you claim like, I don't have anyone ghostwrite for me, not because I'm sitting here like, oh, I need to like, nah, I gotta do this.
Frowning.
I gotta do this.
Right.
But it's also like, I don't know. My music, it comes from a personal place. It comes from like lived in experience. So how can I have you like write about my experience? I can help you. I can have you like hear what I wrote and be like, you know, like move, you know, try. What about if we said, you know, like when Mike Shinoda and I worked together on Clockwatch, I remember like he was like the first person that really actually like I had like tell me to like, oh, well, like, let's think about, like, this line into this line. Because really, I mean, a lot of my friends, shout out to all my friends, but for a while, my friends would just be like, oh, that's fire. Oh, that's dope. And I'd be like, is it? Like, is that cool? You know, I mean, occasionally, like, maybe something out of the wall they'd, like, laugh at. And I'd be like, nah, I'm not going to say that.
You do it on purpose. You make a trash song on purpose just to see what they say.
Just to see what they say, you know? But I remember when I was writing that song, like, I was, like, writing it, and then we went to track it, and then he was like, oh, like, what's the line, or like, you know what I mean? And was like, like, okay, well, like, what would let's think about like where that goes, how that goes into this. So, you know, I'm more like, I'm open to being produced. I think that's, you know, if you want to excel past a certain point, like I said, I'm not here to like be the like, I'm the best rapper that ever rapped ever. You know, like I have different goals. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be someone like Mike or someone like 3 Stacks or someone, you know what I mean, who like are great and respected, but like you know, they work with people, they collaborate with people, they have people like produce and they consider like lyric and thought. Right. So
they got flute albums.
You know what I'm saying? And hey, I'll do a flute album. Why not? You know what I mean? That is a beautiful thing. I mean, as much as I would love like a 3 Stacks like rap album, right. I also love that a guy is just like, nah, I'm playing flute right now. You know what I'm like, yeah, just make some shit, man. Yeah. Bang on a trash can.
Yeah. The thing about 3 Stacks, you find him in the most random places. Like, dude, I was in 3rd Street at the Apple store. He was walking in.
Oh yeah,
and like he's with his flute. And I'm like, I wanted to say, can I take a picture? But like, I'm like, he doesn't want to take a picture. He's just living his life right now. And then I'm at a Whole Foods around Santa Monica. Yeah. And he just and he's always walking with like the little painter overalls, like
just painting. That's his vibe, man.
Paint stains everywhere with his flute in the back.
Nah, bro, I respect it. It's like when I used to work at Flight Club, everybody used to come in there, right? All these people. And at that time I was, you know, again, I also come from this like, you know, I was more of like on the backpack. So I didn't give a fuck that like Soulja Boy came in, shout out Soulja Boy, but I just was like, who cares, you know?
That guy.
Or just like somebody being like, I'm Kanye's friend, I'd be like, I don't care.
Right,
you know what I mean? And this one time, this dude came in with his son, and he was like, and I was like, man, this dude, because he had on like a blue tee, some like gray Dickies, some Jordan 3s, and a gold rollie. That was it. Like, just some dude chilling with his kid or whatever. And I was like, man, like, what do you like do, bro? You know? And he was like, oh, I own Stumptown Coffee. Oh, and I was like, see, I this dude. Yeah. Because I'm like, all these people come in here, like, you know, imagine working at a place.
Right, especially on Melrose.
Consistent flex
like,
thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The era of Melrose.
Yeah, like, is coming in with like a black plastic bag full of cash and dropping it on the counter. Right. And you're like, bro, like, you could just like use your debit card. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we do take card.
I don't credit. Yeah, I don't give like what, you know, like
get some points for this.
Yeah. Yo, I used to love, bro. Yo, I used to love when we were selling shoes and like somebody would come in like that and I don't know if you ever bought shoes from Flight Club, it's consignment, so there's not full size runs of everything.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, let me get a 12 in this, and I'd scan it. I'd be like, only a 9, man, and like push it back to them, and just like next, you know. It was like a secret little like, you know, get out of here, man. You know, shout out to them though.
Yeah, is Flight Club? They still have their location on
Fairfax. Yeah. But Goat owns them now. I think I'm out of that world. Yeah. But last I had heard.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That was it used to be right there by like a block away from where the shoe palace is now, right?
Well, no, it's always been on Fairfax. When I worked there was like, what is the Hundreds or was the Hundreds? Yeah. They closed that. Next door is Flight Club. I think they might still have that one. Mm-hmm. And that was the one we worked at. But then they were like making the bigger one that's down the block a little bit.
Okay.
I left like just before that one opened.
What years was that?
I left, I got fired. In 2000 and what was that? 2016, 17, something like that. But shout out to my squad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to get out. I was like a tiger in the cage. I was like, God, I just want to make art. You know? I was like, I just want to get the out of here. Yeah. You know? Like I couldn't.
I kind of deserve to get fired.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm like the kind of person who like, I'll create the conditions. If I want to get out of here,
right.
Not on purpose, but just like your demeanor, your behavior. Right. You're like,
I should be in the studio right now.
Yeah, you just start being a little bit more of like a rebel. Yeah. But I was always the rebel, so it's all good.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
Listen, Amir, this has been another great conversation with you, man. It's always great having you on. Like this. So happy for you. You know, the album is gonna go crazy. You know, we're all pulling for you here, and
we're still waiting for that forum performance. We can go.
Yeah, the forum tour. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
We talked about it last.
I'm ready. Yeah. I'm like, hello. Nah, but yeah. No, it's coming, man. You know, you just keep pushing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. All right, man. Play it one more time. Tell them where we can get it. And
we are who we say we are. Now available at Fat Beats for pre-order. by the time you see this, it will probably be out.
This will be out next Tuesday.
All right, it comes out on Friday.
Yeah.
Make sure you get yours. You know what I'm saying? If you want me to sign it, hit the DM, figure it out. We'll talk about it. You know what I mean?
There we go.
It's a beautiful record. Shout out to my man, Matt Maddox, because my bro and I sat in his studio for this entire process. And not only did he help me craft this, but he helped me heal. You know what I'm saying? Just like as a friend, just like whatever was going on in life, we'd like kind of come in that room and just, talk for a little bit, and then we'd make music about it. And we really spent a lot of time crafting this thing, man. So I am really looking forward to people getting a chance to hear it, be out in the world. I think it's my most airtight ship, if I could say so. You know what I mean? Like, there's no loose bolts.
No fat.
Carved. No, it really is, man. It really is. Like, I mean, I think every artist, we're supposed to be like, this is my best work, like, and hopefully you feel that way. I think, all you can really do is be like, I'm going to do that. But on this one, I really, because I said, like, taking the time to be a producer as well as being a songwriter and artist, really, I think I show my ass on this one. And I just was like, trim the fat, trim the fat, you know what I mean? And writing really intentional songs and intentional beats. And there's not even, I don't want to give too much away. It'll be out. It's not even crazy, like skit heavy, none of that. It's just 12, like, back to back.
We always skip the skits anyway, so.
Sometimes it's like, what am I going to do? Like, I think about skits, and it's like, I think skits kind of just have to happen naturally or a part of the concept. Yeah. This was something that comes from me, so I can't really, like, put together a bunch of, like...
No Bernie Mac impersonators on there?
Nah, and I wasn't about to put together like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, say this and do that, right, you know what I mean? It's like... There's time for that, but for this statement, it just needed to come from here. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Kanye D, right?
Nah, not on this, man. This is we are who we say we are, man. You just need. This is like, you claim that, claim your power, claim like, don't let the world tell you who you are. Don't let other people. That's what it's about. It's about being like, don't let, like, not to drag out our goodbye, just more like on some, the world that exists on our conversation is like a lot of people being like, yo, what song should I put out? Or how should I? There's so many people like asking, like, crowd sourcing for their like identity. And I don't personally think that that's how you get there. I think you have to say who you are and stand on that.
Tyler, Creator, said that. He goes like, everybody's saying, what do you think of your song? Man, what do you think about your song?
Exactly. I agree with a lot of what Tyler says. He's people should listen. If you wanna listen to people like interview, listen to him. You know what I mean? Listen to him. Listen to Rick Rubin.
After this one.
People.
After this one.
Yeah. But he tells.
So like,
listen to people who tell you to stop asking other people like how you should do what you want to do. You gotta do you, man. Yeah. Like you can't lose that way.
Yeah, knowledge bomb, and
message.
Message. Yeah.
Drop the mic.
That's it. We're out of here. This is another episode of the Urban Pitch
these
Podcast.
Are expensive, but you know what I'm saying? Urban Pitch. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? We are who we say we are. August 8th. Yeah, we're doing this like it's like what's like Jimmy Kimmel. It's like,
we got the Roots to play us out.
Yo, the Roots is coming right after this. Album's out next. Yo.
This has been another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, The Beautiful Game of Life, part of the Believe Network. For Julio Monterosa, Amir Says Nothing. I'm Ramsey Abushala.
We'll
see you next week.
Love.